Hello and a warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News Cycle live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians of his renewed and energized focus on delivering his vision of a unified, peaceful and prosperous nation. Following the judgment by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja, this was contained in a statement signed by Anjorin Ighalo, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity. The President recognizes the diligence, undaunted thoroughness and professionalism of the five-member bench led by Justice Haruna Zamani in interpreting the law, affirming that his commitment to the rule of law and the unhindered discharge of duties by the tribunal as witnessed in the panel's exclusive respect for the merit of the petition brought forward, furthered reflect and the continuing maturation of Nigerian legal system and the advancement of Africa's largest democracy at a time where our democratic system of government is under test in other parts of the continent. The president believes the presidential candidates and political parties that have lawfully exercised their rights by participating in the 2023 general election and the judicial process which followed have affirmed Nigeria's democratic credentials once more. President Tinubu thanked Nigerians for the mandate given to him to serve the country while promising to meet and exceed their expectations by the grace of God Almighty and through very diligent hard work with a team that has been put in place for that sole purpose. Also, the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has commended Indian investors for significant investment pledges amounting to nearly 14 billion US dollar committed during the Nigeria-Indian Presidential Roundtable and Conference in New Delhi, India, saying Nigeria is ready to give them the best returns for investment possible. There is nowhere else like Nigeria. I have more details of this report. The president also approved the finalization of a new $1 billion US agreement to bring the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria to 40% self-sufficiency in the local manufacturing and production of defense equipment in the country by 2027 through a comprehensive new partnership with the managing arm of the military-industrial complex of the Indian government, emphasizing that under his pragmatic leadership, agreement must now manifest in industries and jobs on the ground in Nigeria. President Tinubu expressed gratitude to all Indian companies and individuals who have responded positively to his administration's efforts to improve Nigeria's macroeconomic and investment climate.
It is in your hand, and I promise you, just don't keep quiet. Don't procrastinate. Don't be frightened about investments in Nigeria. Bring it home. Ask your questions. Make your requests. The trade and investment opportunity is enormous. I have a team, and I am the captain of that team. I assure you, we solve problems.
On behalf of investors, the chairman of Bharti Enterprises, Sunil Bharti Mittal, told the president Nigeria has unified the FX market and freed up crucial capital to upgrade its public infrastructure. He says the investors will bring investment to Nigeria, and with President Tinubu's inspiring leadership style, they can only do more and more.
Truly deeply touched by your openness, by your invitation to call Indian businessmen to set up businesses in Nigeria. Importantly, to tell them that you are there to listen to their problems and that you, as the captain of the country, will resolve those issues for the benefit of all Nigerians as well as the investors.
Also at the event, Nigeria's Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosu Tijani, and his counterpart from India's Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology signed a memorandum of understanding for cooperation in the field of sharing successful digital solutions to be implemented at total population scale for digital transformation. President Tinubu further assured investors to finalize on the next steps to ensure that no environmental encumbrance stands in the way of their success in Nigeria. It's still the news cycle on Global Television, and now the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has asked workers under its affiliate unions to return to work on Thursday. This is coming after the end of the union's two-day warning strike, which it's claimed was meant to draw the attention of the government to hardship being faced by Nigerians as a result of the petrol subsidy removal. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, has directed that the failed portion of the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway Section 3, Enugu-Lokpanta in Enugu State, should be redesigned with concrete pavement. The minister stated this at the inspection of the road, which marks the beginning of a Southeast Road inspection tour scheduled to take place throughout the week, starting from Tuesday 5th September to Saturday 9th September 2023. Umahi reaffirmed that the construction work on the federal road must be done right to avoid coming back to redo an already completed work. He commented on some portions where the binder wearing has been completed but has now failed. Also, the minister pointed out that some portions of the expressway inspected so far needs urgent and immediate attention, and directed the director in charge of the Southeast Geopolitical Zone, Engineer Bede Obioha, from the minister to cope up with the recommendations for the accomplishment of his directive. And now the Kogi State Election Petition Tribunal has declared Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan of the People's Democratic Party as the winner of the Kogi State Central Senatorial election held in February. It also invalidated the victory of Senator Abubakar Oheri of the All Progressive Congress. The tribunal chairman, Justice K.A. Ojiako, delivered the unanimous judgment of the three-man panel revealing that Senator Oheri results were inflated in 9 polling units in the Ajokuta local government area. He added that the Independent National Electoral Commission reduced Natasha's results in those areas and omitted the results of 3 other polling units meant for Natasha in the same local government area. A major division between the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) has led a partial compliance in the 2-day warning strike declared by Nigerian workers over the delay in the implementation of the palliative announced by the federal government to cushion the effect of FIT removal of fuel subsidy. Across the state of the Federation, the TUC and NLC took opposing positions on the strike, which is slated to continue. The TUC stated it opposed the strike because it would not yield the desired result. Its chairman in Cross River State, Comrade Monday Ogbodo, condemned a 2-day warning strike embarked upon by leadership of NLC, describing the leadership of NLC as insensitive. Also, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, says the fight of turning to the use of concrete technology in road construction is a continuous one. The minister stated this while on inspection tour of the rehabilitation of a standing section of Onitsha-Enugu Expressway under the Road Infrastructure Tax Credit Scheme contact on Wednesday. Speaking to journalists, that use of concrete technology comes with numerous benefits, including durability with a lifespan of over 50 years, noting that it can last up to 5 decades before it requires maintenance. Umahi frowned at the costing of Ozala-Isu-Onitsha, an additional 3-kilometer bridges to cost 15 billion naira, and instructed that the project be subjected to a review. And now the armed forces of Nigeria say troops on operations across the country have killed 814 terrorists and arrested 1,326 others in the past 3 months. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Biba, made this known while addressing journalists on the operational activities of the Nigeria troops in Abuja. He stated that the counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism operations of the armed forces across the country in the last 3 months demonstrate the will of the armed forces to defeat terrorists and other violent extremists extremist group, including those who support and finance them. Kikolomo Okere has the rest of the report.
Given the breakdown of troops operations, the Director of Defense Media Operations says troops of Operation Adinkai in the northeast killed 240 terrorists, arrested 276 collaborators, and rescued 249 kidnapped victims. Adding that troops also recovered 169 different caliber weapons and 1,196 ammunitions. He noted that during the period under review, offensive operations and airstrikes were conducted to hit the terrorists where it hurt them most.
Forces will continue to apply strong military pressure on groups undermining the national security of our country. It is clear that the terrorists and their cohorts cannot win in the face of ongoing military pressure and other pressures. Accordingly, the terrorists and their cohorts are encouraged to drop their arms and rejoin society to provide a better life for themselves and their children. A failure to do so is the risk of annihilation.
In the South-South zone, it says troops recovered 6,652,250
hostages and recovered 760 ammunitions, while recovering also 1,722 livestock. The breakdown of weapons recovered is as follows: 20 AK-47 rifles, 5 revolvers, 27 fabricated rifles, 6 fabricated pistols, 13 den guns, 5 pistols, 2 pump-action weapons, 6 AK-47 magazines, 523 rounds of 7.62 special, among others.
The military high command says the armed forces will continue to apply strong military pressure on groups undermining the national security of the country. Kikolomo Okere, Global Television News, Abuja.
You're watching Global TV News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. We'll be back with more stories for you after the short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, the Still Global Television bring you a live broadcast of the news cycle from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. And now back to the news. Bongo, in power for 14 years, had been under house arrest since the military coup of August 30th. Gambo's former president, Ali Bongo, who was ousted in a push, is free to leave the country and travel abroad, the leader of the coup that toppled him said on Wednesday. He had freedom of movement and can travel abroad if he wishes, General Brice Oligui Nguema said in a statement read on state television. Bongo, in power for 14 years, had been under house arrest since the military coup of August 30th, carried out without bloodshed less than an hour after his party proclaimed his re-election in a vote described as fraudulent by the poachers. Given a state of health, the former president of the Republic, Ali Bongo Odemba, has freedom of movement. He can travel abroad if he wishes to carry out his medical checks. Colonel Ulrich Manfuobi said, reading a press release signed by Oligui took his oath as transitional president on Monday. Bongo suffered a serious stroke in October 2018, which left him physically impaired with particularly difficulty moving his right leg and arm. Also, trans-border traders are concerned about over 3,000 trucks carrying agriculture and general goods that are stuck at the borders of the Niger Republic due to the military coup. The traders also said that 250 trucks carrying different perishable goods, including onions, pineapples, and tomatoes worth 2 billion naira, have also been trapped. The head of policy and research of the Transborder Traders Association, Salami Nasiru, however, failed to reveal the worth of the trapped cargoes. According to him, the goods were destined for Nigeria and Niger Republic, as both countries are among the largest producers of onions in West Africa. Disagreements among Niger junta members are growing, including over how to deal with the already pervasive effect of sanctions, the future intervention of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, or on the attitude to the abducted against former President Issoufou. The figure of ECOWAS seems to weigh more heavily on General Chani, which many now perceived as the manageable stooge of the former Nigerian leader. And now in sports, Mexico's Supreme Court has decriminalized abortion nationwide. The judgment comes 2 years after the court ruled in favor of a challenge to existing law at the northern state of Koala. It had ruled that criminal penalties for terminating pregnancies were unconstitutional. Mexico's state and the federal government had since been slow to repeal penal codes, with a new ruling legalizing abortion across all 32 states. The Supreme Court said the denial of the possibility of a termination violated the human right of women. The judgment opens the door for the federal healthcare system to provide abortions, development that had been welcomed by women's rights groups.
Sí, creo que no está bien abortar.
Yo creo que hubiera cambiado de estado para hacerlo. Supongo que estoy muy agradecida porque haya sido la...
Still on the foreigns, the U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has asked China to set aside its issues with India and play what it calls a constructive role in the upcoming G20 summit. Sullivan said it was up to China if it wanted to play the role of a spoiler instead. His remarks come after China confirmed that its leader Xi Jinping would not attend the meeting. India will host the summit in the capital Delhi on 9th and 10th September. Neither India nor China has given specific reason behind Xi's absence. China has said Premier Li Qiang will lead its delegation at the summit instead. And now the national president of the Nigeria Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, Dele Oye, says the chamber is partnering with South Africa to strengthen the ties and enhance the collective economic potential of Nigeria and South Africa. In a statement on Sunday, Oyewu said this when he visited the South African High Commissioner to Nigeria, Thamansag, in Seliko in Abuja, added that the partnership would drive growth and prosperity in the countries and on the African continent. According to Nasima Boss, the discussion during the meeting centered on the establishment of strategic public-private partnership that would promote innovation, the technology transfer and investment, noting that the two countries can potentially become economic powerhouses on the continent. And now in sports, no fewer than 2,000 athletes will take part in the 6th Edo Heritage Sports Festival and Carnival in Benin City in November. Chief Executive Officer of Heritage and Sport Colony International Limited, Omo Yenwe Adinyinka Afolabi, said the event was aimed at promoting cultural tolerance and unity in the state. She said the FISA is a blend of contemporary and traditional components with the aim to promote cultural tolerance and unity in Edo State. Games lined up for competition are Ayo, traditional wrestling, chess, karate, 5-a-side football, and athletics. Also in sports, let's now join Sharon Ajay for more.
Ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympic boxing qualifier, 9 boxers depart Nigeria on Wednesday for Dakar, Senegal, the venue of the event. Over 20 boxers have been camping in the last few days, getting ready for the qualifier that will commence this weekend. After thorough training, 9 boxers consisting of 3 males and 6 females were picked to carry the Nigerian flag in Senegal. The African Olympic boxing qualifiers is scheduled for September 9th to 15th, 2023. Still on sports, Lionel Messi and Erling Haaland are leading the 30-player list of candidates for the 2023 Ballon d'Or award after France Football magazine announced the nominees on Wednesday. Messi's nomination comes a year after he was omitted from the shortlist. Should he win the men's category Ballon d'Or this year, it will mark his 8th time winning the award. The second most was Cristiano Ronaldo with 5. In February, Messi also won the Best FIFA Men's Player award for the second time. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you very much, Sharon, for that sports report. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle, live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes, channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you again.